Well, happy Thanksgiving to all of you in Broncos country, and the Denver Broncos just continue to get news that has all of us as Broncos fans feeling insanely thankful. It's been a really long 8 years to be a Broncos fan where we just keep telling ourselves that we'd hit rock bottom only to fall lower. Well, I can tell you now that the national media, the National Football League knows that we've hit rock bottom, and that bounce back is legit and it's pronounced. And the best part about hitting rock bottom is how fast that bounce back is. This isn't dropping a bouncy ball on a mattress. This is dropping a golf ball on asphalt. Like, the bounce back is real. So we're going to break down some awesome stuff that was said about the Broncos on national shows, why our injury report is fantastic, why we're going to make the playoffs this year, some more stuff about Bo, and so much more. I'm insanely thankful for all of you who've been along for this ride. It's been an absolute blast covering this team. I'm Ben. I'm a diehard Denver Broncos fan. If this is your first time on the channel, we got a ton to be thankful for, so let's dive in right now. So first thing here is just the culture that has changed in Denver Broncos country is now being noticed by the biggest national show that there is. And so you heard Pat McAfee express his absolute shock that, hey, the Broncos are better than these ChatGPT writers had said they're going to be. So much so that J.J. Watt even took it a step further in saying that, like, hey, not only are they contenders now, they're going to be like a magnet attracting talent to Denver because it's already one of the best places in the entire country to live. And you got the quarterback of the future, a player's coach who toes the line and is incredible. And so I think this right here, you can't watch this and not just be like, man, I'm super thankful to be a Broncos fan right now. So we'll just let this breathe for 1 second here.
It's a real team. The Broncos are real deal, brother.
Legit.
Bo Nix, their future. They're without 40-some million on the salary cap because of Russell Wilson, and they got it. Cortland Sutton seemingly scoring touchdowns at will at this point. I mean, and Bo Nix has got it.
O-line.
O-line's good.
You can stop going to Denver, man. That's a place people want to play. Like, I like Denver. I love it. They're building that brand new practice facility, which looks unbelievable. It's already a great spot right there.
So you hear J.J. Watt right there, like, hey, Denver is already a great place to live. People are going to want to go there. That's a free agent destination. So as we're talking about Tee Higgins, and he's going to be able to go wherever he wants, why would he not choose the Denver Broncos, where you have the richest owner in sports, a coach who's probably going to win NFL Coach of the Year, a future franchise quarterback, and you get to build this, and you get to, like, take one of the best fan bases back over to the top of the mountain, and you just hear that, and he doesn't say that as like a flippant comment. Like, that means something to hear that from him. That's not us as Broncos homers. Like, that's a national source saying, hey, Denver would be an awesome place to play, and now they have all the pieces lined up. And so you can't help but just be insanely thankful about what we can do in free agency, and that's going to be something we monitor on this channel. The next thing that I'm insanely thankful for that we just keep hearing more and more about is how insanely good we are at the draft process. And all of our success in the draft process is before we even get to see the fruition of what David Shaw is going to do in his first year in that new position, which is all about talent acquisition. He's sitting there crunching numbers, watching every college football game, and he's going to be able to tell Sean Payton and George Paton, hey, go get this guy. He's a perfect fit for your system. So even without him doing his magic, look at how good George Paton has been just in this draft class. So you take a look here. These are the highest rookie sack leaders. And you see Jonah Elliss, again, a third-round steal. So when Sean Payton came out and said the reason he's so hyped about this draft class is every guy we got in this draft, he had a 2-round earlier score for them. And you see why here. So you have Jonah Elliss right here, basically tied here with another player for 4th in sacks amongst rookies. Even just seeing that the guy we scooped up from the AFL there, also making the top 10 list. So we're acquiring talent there defensively. You look, obviously, Devaughn Vele being the only guy in this top 10 when it comes to receptions who wasn't drafted in that first round. And again, that's our 7th round draft pick. You obviously know and don't need to know any more about Bo Nix, that he's one of the leaders when it comes to passing yardage, when it comes to turnover percentage, when it comes to all of that. And so another insane reason to be thankful right now as a Denver Broncos fan. We've changed the culture and people want to come here. We are amazing at evaluating talent. That's not even mentioning Riley Moss, 3rd round draft pick, Quinn Miners, 3rd-round draft pick, going to make a Pro Bowl. Jonathan Cooper, 7th-round draft pick. Like, the list goes on and on that we are hitting in the draft, and that's how you change the culture. That's how you go from Detroit Lions being 0-10 to now being Super Bowl favorites 3 years later. It's through the draft, and we are crushing the draft, and that's just going to continue to get better as David Shaw steps into that role. Next reason to be wildly thankful in Broncos country is we have our quarterback in Bo Nix. Love this tweet here by Respect My Coz, or Cuz. I'm not sure what it is, but I check out everything he tweets. It's awesome. Love Crazy Eyes by Bo Nix, but just seeing like Bo Nix already in elite company there over the last 10 games, tying dudes like Drew Brees, Pat Mahomes, Aaron Rodgers, and Tom Brady as the only players to throw for 20 touchdowns and 2 or less turnovers. Wild, but you just look here. It's not just comparing him to other rookies. You're comparing him to other guys currently playing at an elite level, and you're seeing that he has more yards in the air than Josh Allen and Justin Herbert. Wildly talented dudes. He has more touchdown passes than CJ Stroud. When we said that last year, like, hey, well, why couldn't Bo Nix be the future CJ Stroud? He is already throwing the ball better this year as a rookie than CJ Stroud is in his second year. And Matt Stafford, obviously, who got the bag. He's got way less interceptions than Patrick Mahomes and Jordan Love, who also got the bag. And he has a higher passer rating than the top paid quarterback in all of football in Dak Prescott, and a generational talent in Trevor Lawrence. And so we draft really well. We have changed the culture. We have our quarterback. And the next reason to be just insanely talented or insanely thankful is because we got Sean Payton. And I know there is a real mixed bag nationally on Sean Payton because he likes everyone to know how smart he is. But guys, I am insanely thankful that Sean Payton is our coach. He gets me hyped up in a way that a coach hasn't in a long, long time. And I just love the way that he makes subtle digs at the media, that he makes subtle digs at all those number crunchers and all that kind of stuff. And he said he was going to be better at evaluating quarterback talent than anyone else in football. It proved to be true. And he was just asked the other day, like, hey, is Bo Nix's arm strength better than you thought it would be? And this was like one of my favorite responses ever. I think this is Troy Rank on the question. Great question. In an even better answer. You just hear the fire in his voice as he gives this answer.
Stronger than even when you saw him?
No. Our eyes, our pundits' eyes in the beginning were weaker.
So, like, amazing shot there, right there. Like, hey, no, he was doing the stronger and weaker thing. Like, no, the pundits' eyes were just weak. Bo Nix's arm strength has always been strong, and that's why he went out and got his dude. So we got our coach. We got our quarterback. We have amazing talent in this draft class that is going to propel this Broncos team even further. And then I think that the next thing to just be really thankful for is a young and hungry team who is in this thing together. You're seeing all over Instagram as we are approaching the holidays, pictures of different guys hanging out at each other's house. It was Jarrett Stidham's wife's birthday, and so you saw half of the team there for his wife's surprise party. Like, that kind of stuff doesn't happen in the NFL, where you have a lot of kind of independent contractors. This team is together. They're young and hungry. They're a lot more like a college team, and it's really, really fun to watch. You see they have a young and hungry attitude, but then also a ton of belief in their potential. Cody Barton coming out being like, hey, we're not even going to be watching the scoreboard of these games coming up because it doesn't matter if the Dolphins win or if the Dolphins lose or the Bengals win or the Bengals lose, because we know if we take care of business, and we will, we're not putting our fate in anybody else's hands. And that kind of attitude is what's going to propel this Broncos team into the playoffs, and not just into the playoffs, but even beyond that. And don't take my word for it. Pat Surtain said the same thing. This team is special. I'm looking forward to future success. We're in good shape, so we are going to keep winning games for the playoffs and even more. And this Broncos team is going to be a very hard out coming up into this year's playoffs. We got a ton more to break down this week, as we're going to break down kind of how the Broncos should go about planning for beating the Cleveland Browns. Jameis Winston, Sean Payton's old quarterback, he's got the keys to unlocking him and stopping him for sure. But still watching this, a massive, massive shout out. I'm extremely thankful for all of you along this. It's been super, super fun to cover this team all year, and really to be like going through the highs of the Broncos being good with all y'all here, reading all the comments, and just the vibes are incredible, and I wouldn't want to be doing it with anyone else but all y'all in Broncos country. So thank you so much. We've got a ton to believe in, and happy Thanksgiving. My kids took my ball somewhere. Sorry.